Have you ever noticed how illness, health challenges can affect your marriage? Maybe you or your partner struggling to feel close, or intimacy seems harder than before. I want to let you know that you are not alone in this. Today on Heal&Rise with Adline, we will be exploring exactly why this happens and how you can navigate it together. Hello beautiful souls, that is Heal&Rise with Adline. A place where we share practical ways on how we can strengthen our marriage, our relationship, your emotional well-being, and your connection, even during toughest challenges. If you're new in this channel, you're welcome to hit the subscribe button to be part of this family, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss my video, and give this video a thumbs up if you think you love this video at the end of the day. And be sure, I am always happy and excited to read your comments and reply to your comments as well. Now, illness changes everything in relationship. Chronic illness, temporary health problems, or mental health challenges can shift energy level, mood, and even physical ability. Many couples notice a drop in intimacy, sexual, emotional, or even just the daily connection. And sometimes it's really difficult for some of them to understand how to navigate this time. Understand that when we talk about illness, it could be chronic, it could be temporal. It's important to understand that feeling distance doesn't mean your love is gone. It's a natural response to physical and emotional stress, and acknowledge it is the first step we must take to improve things. For example, a couple of times I have gone to the hospital and for some reasons I'm not well and I come back home. I'll notice my husband, he won't be close to me for a while. So I notice that I am the one that will be initiating conversation with him, initiating closeness with him, trying to play around him and touch him, because I could feel there is this disconnection between the two of us. That is not to say that he's not doing everything to support me. He's supporting me, he's preparing the meal in bed, he's doing everything within his power to make sure I get well immediately and we get on again. But for him, connection emotionally is something that we don't get too well. So sometimes I notice and I call his attention to it. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Do you notice this in your relationship? That when you are temporarily ill or when you are chronically ill, your partner seems to be disconnected? Feeling this distance doesn't mean your love is gone. It's a natural response to physical and emotional stress, and acknowledging it is the first step you must take in order for you to heal and improve things in your relationship. There are a few reasons why intimacy can be affected in a relationship. Sometimes physical barrier, pain, fatigue, or medication can make physical closeness challenging. There are some medications some persons take. These medications somehow numb their emotional or sexual desire. And at such point, you are not expecting this person to have that, that prompt or that desire to move at that time. Something else is emotional barrier, like stress, anxiety, or depression, can decrease desire and emotional connection. Sometimes you are back from work, you're stressed, you can't. Sometimes something again is when one partner becomes a caregiver, there is a dynamic shift in this relationship. It creates tension and distance. Communication gap is another problem. Not talking about needs and feelings can make both partners feel alone in this struggle. Now, let's talk about the solution. How can you maintain intimacy and connection despite health challenges, despite shifting roles, despite the tension, the stress in your relationship? One thing that must help you is open communication. For example, when my husband, I noticed a distance when I wasn't fine for a couple of days, I approached him, I said to him, oh, I just noticed that in a couple of days, you no longer give me attention anymore. You're serving the food, but you're kind of so distanced away from me. What's happening? Okay, that way, I'm able to tell him about my feeling. I feel like you are distancing yourself from me, and I understand it, and I need you to know that I am not very cool with that. So open communication is something you must do that is necessary in order to begin your connection again. When I talk about open communication, it means that you are able to speak about your feeling in a way that doesn't look like you are trying to apportion blame to your partner. You could say to him, I think when you start with the word I feel statement, it helps the conversation being open and properly defined rather than trying to blame you or blame him. Secondly, it's important for us to understand that redefining intimacy, that intimacy is not all about just sex. Holding hands, cuddling, sharing a heartfelt conversation counts. For someone like me, I would like him to say to me, oh, don't worry, you are fine, you are perfect. Come on, I understand what's going on, and I always love you. I would like something like that. I don't know what you are going to like, but I think that such conversation, holding your hands, looking at you eyeball to eyeball, and giving you such repetitive reassurances can actually help the relationship to be connected even when sex is not active at that time of your life. Something else you can do again, which is the number 3 aspect of it, is create time. Life gets too busy. It is true, but it's important to set aside time for this connection to happen. It doesn't have to be the whole day. It could be 10, 15 minutes a day. Connect with each other. Hold your hands and look at each other eyeball to eyeball and tell your neighbor what you remember about her, what you remember about him, and how much you love him so dearly. It's always important. It's always important to seek for professional help like therapists and counselors, support group if need be, because sometimes challenges can go beyond just you and your partner alone ability to solve. You might need to speak to therapists or professional help. Please don't fail to do that if that is needed. Lastly, you need self-care, physical and mental health exercises. Give yourself a nice treat, a nice rest. Give yourself a good stress management routines every day. That way, you are able to find joy and put yourself together again. Let me share a few examples. Imagine a couple where one partner has chronic pain. They might feel too tired for intimacy, while the other feels rejected. By communicating openly and exploring emotional intimacy, they can feel connected again. Or a couple facing mental health challenges. Therapy and shared self-care routines can rebuild trust, connection, and closeness. Remember, it is important for us to identify our need and how best to sort it, because if we don't, it might begin to rip us apart. Here is good news. Even with illness, health challenges, intimacy can grow. I can tell you that for free. Many couples find that these challenges actually deepen emotional closeness, empathy, and teamwork. Healing together strengthens your bond in ways you never imagined. For me, sometimes when I'm sick, I think that's when we mostly connect more. Because there are less arguments, there is more listening and open-mindedness at such point. So it's an opportunity for some couples to reconnect. So it shouldn't be seen on the negative side alone. It should also be looked at from the positive side of it. I would love to hear from you. Have you or your partner experienced challenge or changes in intimacy due to illness? What helped you to connect to each other again? I would love to hear your experiences or read your experiences, and I'll reply to them. And I just hope that those watching this video would read your experience and learn something from there. If this video gave you hope and practical tips, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Heal and Rise with Adline, a place where we share strategies on how we can cope with our emotional problems, marital problems, and how we can grow above our fear. And hit on the notification bell. That way, when I post my video, you will get to see them. Until I come back during my next episode, I need you to know that we stand strong, we never fall, and together we grow. Bye-bye.